Donald Trump, for lack of better words, ambushed the president of South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa, in the meeting they had at the Oval Office, where Ramaphosa came to strengthen the ties with the U.S. government. Similar to the meeting we had with the president of Ukraine, Zelensky, the meeting took a drastic turn, just that this time it was more scandalous, with the president Donald Trump accusing South Africa of white genocide. This is a report, and I'm yours, and again, Doris. Before getting to the video, make sure to like and subscribe to the Next Generation Media channel so you don't get to miss out on ever subsequent videos. Now, at this point, I believe every president that comes to sit down with Donald Trump at the Oval Office should come prepared to be cornered, because it happened with Zelensky, and now it has happened with the president of South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa. Now, the conversation started quite harmless. We had a reporter ask Trump why was he so certain about the white genocide that he was laying claims at, and the president of South Africa decided to answer that question for Trump. He went on to say Trump should listen more to the opinions of the Africans themselves, that is the whites in South Africa, and he'll see that they are not actually facing any sort of genocide or stuff like that. And Trump decided that he was going to bring all the evidence he had. He literally and practically turned off the lights on Cyril Ramaphosa. Let's watch that video.
Let me see the articles, please, if you would, and turn the lights down.
Turn the lights down.
Turn the lights down. And just put this on, it's right behind you. Johan.
There's nothing this parliament can do.
Okay, just for context, the voice you're listening to behind is the voice of Julius Malema. He has a party in South Africa's National Assembly. It's the fourth largest party. He's the head of the EFF, that's Economic Freedom Fighters. He's a black nationalist. He's someone who is very passionate about South Africans getting their land back. From what you hear him saying in the video, let's just play the video.
Without you, people are going to occupy land. We require no permission from you, from the president, from no one. We don't care. We can do whatever you want to do. Who are you to tell us whether we can occupy land or not? We are going to occupy land. Yes. South Africa occupy land. That's who we are. Can we drop my membership from this useless parliament?
It's the way the president of South Africa is just so lost. He's trying to figure out what's happening.
Demand that at some point there must be killing, because the killing is part of a revolutionary act. Shoot to kill the mother, kill the poor, the farmer, kill the poor, the farmer.
Now, Julius Malema is a revolutionist. I believe in one interview that was taken, and they asked him if he was not concerned about maybe losing his life with all his bold stance on certain topics. He said he's a revolutionist and it's practically an honor to die. So he also mentioned here, as you can hear him say, killing is part of revolutionary, that you should not be afraid to kill. And many can say he's not really talking about killing the whites, but when you're talking a garden like this and talking about occupying and collecting land, then you then follow up by this song, which actually is a very meaningful song to South African history from the apartheid. Nothing wrong with the song, but taking the context where he's using it now can be misused by certain people attending this program, because the actual video is actually like, it was a full stadium, like hundreds of thousands of people present that were listening to him and chanting along with him while saying shoot to kill the Boer. So definitely maybe that was not the context we're looking into, but has in what they are presenting right now, Donald Trump particularly, that was evidence to say there are people out there that are actually attacking the Africans in South Africa. President sweating.
The man of D-A in PE is a white man. So these people, when you want to hit them hard, go after a white man. They feel a terrible pain because you have touched a white man. Not because Mashaba and Soli will not be touched. They will be touched, no one. But we are starting with this whiteness. We are cutting the throat of whiteness.
Okay, I don't care what you say later on in defense, because I'm going to watch a video of Julius Malema explaining his statements that he made here. But when you make a statement such as "we are going to cut the throat of whiteness," I think that shows some certain level of hate for the white Pope president in South Africa. Now, that's not to say that South Africa as a whole is having some genocide things, because from all my studies and seeing, the whites in South Africa are very happy. They love being there. They are mostly farmers. They are doing well there. So there's not actually any hate per se. They are having a thriving economy there. But this video was not a good look for this president, because whatever Julius Malema was saying in this video was definitely backing up Donald Trump's point.
Who will expropriate land without compensation, whether they like it or not. If they object, they can seek refugee in America.
Okay, just this statement alone, him saying that they're going to take land from the Africans in South Africa, whether they like it or not, and if they don't like that, they can go and seek refugee in America. We're going to listen to him defend himself after this, but guys, come on. It sounds quite racist to me. I'm not saying, like, my stance is the entire system in South Africa is not racist, but there are people who are given the bad name. I think Julius Malema is one of them. He has done many good things for South African government, and he has many good points if you go deeper into what he says. But I think when it comes to matters like this, he's very off topic. Then this next video comes up.
Very bad. These are burial sites right here. Burial sites. Over 1,000 of white farmers, and those cars are lined up to pay love on a Sunday morning. Each one of those white things you see is a cross, and there's approximately 1,000 of them. They're all white farmers, the family of white farmers. And those cars aren't driving, they're stopped there to pay respects to their family member who was killed. And it's a terrible sight. I've never seen anything like it. Both sides of the road you have crosses. Those people were all killed.
Now, the video they're talking about, in this particular video, they don't show it clearly, but there's a later video that actually shows that clearly. Actually, is this area in South Africa where there are a lot of white crosses that have been placed along the roadside. So what information he got was that the crosses represented white farmers that had been killed, like in a town, like almost 1,000 of them, and their relatives were paying respect to those farmers. But later on, it was debunked that that's not actually the case. Yes, it's true that those there are to represent people who had lost their lives, but it was not that all of them were killed in a day or in a particular period. It was over time, farmers who had lost their lives was actually a case of farmers who had passed, not necessarily white farmers, maybe majority, yeah, but farmers who had lost their lives. And there was this white couple who got killed, and the natives there got upset by this, and that because the white couple were a couple of farmers. So they actually laid those crosses there in respect of that couple, the white couple who were farmers that were killed, and also the other farmers that had been killed by certain gang members in the area. So Donald Trump, I think his intel told me that this was something more recent, but actually it was something that was done years ago, and the video is actually an old video. Hatpoda went down to fact check it. But he later on went and presented, during this Oval meeting, he presented recent articles of white farmers that had been killed. Let's watch that.
What would you like President Ramaphosa to do about the situation that we've just seen on the screen?
I don't know. Look, these are articles over the last few days. Death of people. Death. 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 Horrible death. Death. I don't know. To pick anyone, white South Africans are fleeing because of the violence and racist laws. And this is all, and I'll give these to you. So when you say, what would I like to do? I don't know what to do. Look at this. White South African couple say that they were attacked violently.
So he came with his bank of evidence. And that's one thing I love about Trump, is that I think he already suspected that the media was going to come after him when he was going to make this claim. So he came with video evidence. He didn't end there. He came with recent articles to back his claim of the fact that there might be some white genocide. But when you go deeper and find out what Africans in South Africa are commenting, they are stating that they actually do like their stay in South Africa, that they sometimes get some certain reactions from certain people, not generally South Africans in general, but there are people that maybe don't like their stay there, but in general, they do love staying in South Africa because they have made a life for themselves there. Now, President Donald Trump definitely had it wrong with the particular video showing the crosses. But one thing I want to ask right now is why did the media focus on that? Because he has showed a video of Julius Malema talking about, oh, we are going to cut whiteness at the throat. He was talking about shoot to kill, all these very violence-inducing statements. The media never mentioned that video. The Western media, they never also mentioned the part that he talked about, the articles. All that is being talked about is debunking the particular video that was taken years ago. Now we can say that that video, yes, it was not a good fit to describe present situations. But what about the video about Julius Malema? What about the current articles? We're going to look into the video of Julius Malema from here, but I also want to take this time to really appreciate something that Trump did in this particular meeting when a reporter asked a question that I believe was actually quite stupid, as he pointed out. Let's watch that.
Mr. President, the Pentagon announced it would be accepting a Qatari jet to be used as Air Force One.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You know, you to get out of here. What does this have to do with the Qatari jet? They're giving the United States Air Force a jet, okay? And it's a great thing. We're talking about a lot of other things. It's NBC trying to get off the subject of what you just saw. You are a real, you're a terrible reporter. Number one, you don't have what it takes to be a reporter. You're not smart enough. But for you to go into a subject about a jet that was given to the United States Air Force, which is a very nice thing, they also gave $5.1 trillion worth of investment in addition to the jet. Go back, you ought to go back to your studio at NBC, because Brian Roberts and the people that run that place, they ought to be investigated. They are so terrible the way you run that network, and you're a disgrace. No more questions from you. Go ahead.
Okay, I really like how he shut down that reporter so fast, because he just left from showing a video concerning his claim about the white genocide in South Africa. He has shown them chanting the song. He has shown about the crosses. And now he's looking to discuss that further. And the reporter comes out from nowhere talking about the Qatari jet that was offered to the United States government. And he's like, that's the very stupid question, rightly, because the storyline at that point was directed towards the new topic at hand. But the reporter was looking to shift totally from that topic, totally avoid the topic and move to something different, when the president just practically played that entire video so that this can be talked about. So I really like the fact he even went further to say that, oh, not just the jet, they gave us 1.5 trillion in investment, meaning he's actually very appreciative of what they have given, but that is not the topic at hand, and the reporter was trying to shift it. So yeah, now let's listen to what Malema had to say in his defense of his chant and the gathering that he pulled together.
How do those utterances by Mr. Trump, how do they affect the EFF, especially going into the local government elections?
Well, I'm not fearful. As a revolutionary, part of being killed is one of those honors you must wear with pride. But I'm not going to be reckless. When he says to Ramaphosa, why is this man not in jail? Why are you not arresting this man? He simply means, why are you not killing this man? Because this man wants to kill white people. That's what he believes. And imperialism, especially the USA, it makes such remarks meaning something different. If you remember how they killed Gaddafi, they said no-fly zone and any other necessary means in Libya. And that meant Gaddafi is going to be killed. And that's how they took care of that situation in Libya. So we know imperialism killed. The president of South Africa was unable to defend the constitution of South Africa to say, this thing that you are accusing him of and saying to us we must arrest him. Firstly, we are a constitutional democracy and we are governed by the rule of law. The judiciary has expressed itself on this matter, including the highest court in the land. If I arrest him for that, then I will be violating the Constitution of South Africa, which I must respect. He failed to do that. So when a president fails to do that, you have a responsibility to defend yourself. And that's exactly what we're doing. The EFF is more powerful now. Everybody else, all of you, including Sam Kelo, you said EFF is dead, EFF is irrelevant, and all of that, only to find it in the Oval Offices and to find it in the White House. And for a USA president to argue with the South African president who's in denial, who says, this is just a small party, it's so insignificant. He says, that's not a small party. This party can...
And that truly is actually what the president of South Africa said, because when Trump asked him, how is someone like this able to have such a platform like this? The president of South Africa was like, no, it's just a small party. And the EFF is not a small party. Like I said, it's the fourth largest party in the National Assembly of South Africa. If you look at the gathering, you go and check images, it was actually a very big stadium that was filled up. There was no space. All of them chanting and being very, very enthusiastic about their beliefs. So in that case, what he's saying was right. The president somehow wanted to dodge from actually acknowledging the fact that it's actually a party that has influence in the country.
Gather 100,000 people under one roof in a stadium where I can't even see a single empty seat. You can't say that is a small party. We are not a small party. That's why imperialism is very scared of us.
Mr. Malema, how did you feel when you saw those videos of yourself being beamed at the Oval Office of President Ramaphosa, particularly noting the historical nature of Kill the Poor, Kill the Farmer song with the Constitutional Court judgment?
Well, I was not shocked necessarily. I knew that issue is going to arise, but that they will play videos. I was not sure. I didn't know all of that, but I knew that matter was going to arise. And I was very interested to hear how the president is going to defend the struggle song that the ANC has defended throughout the history of that song. He couldn't defend the song as a heritage. He couldn't defend the song as a struggle song. He couldn't explain the song that it doesn't in any means necessarily refer to literal killing of white people. It was used in reference to a white supremacist system of oppression in South Africa. He couldn't do that. Because he himself never believed in the struggle. And that was justified when he couldn't defend the struggle right at the White House. So we know for a fact that he threw the Constitutional Court under the bus. He threw the Constitution under the bus. He was not loyal to his oath of office to defend the Constitution of South Africa, where he should have pronounced that the highest court has ruled on the matter. I can't arrest him. Even if I wanted to, I have no powers. There is a rule of law in South Africa that needs to be followed. But they all understood the language, that the language is not arrest, it's killing. Why are you not killing him? Because he's going to kill white people. That's what he wanted to project, but he was not courageous enough. You have the whole former deputy president of the Youth League who sang this song, sitting there, not saying anything. The whole minister of public relations, Kumbuzo Chabeni, I was with her in the Youth League. She was the youngest in Peter Mukaba's NEC of the ANC Youth League. She knows the history of this song.
All right. So in his defense, he's saying that the song is a song of struggle. He wasn't just saying that, oh, we're going to kill whites. We're just using that song because it's a song from South Africa in the times of the apartheid when there was like white supremacist system. Now, in as much as we respect culture, we respect heritage in Africa, it's something we're very proud about. How we use it, how we imply it in situations is very important. So we are taking something from a time when South Africa was under a white supremacist system, bring it to a point where it seems like the whites are actually the ones being maltreated and using that term of, oh no, I'll shoot to kill the Boer. Obviously, it's going to be taken the wrong way. And just his fact of him saying he knew this was going to come up, like once the videos were going to go out, this was going to come up, it shows that somehow he wanted this to go out and blow up. and he was expecting. So it's somewhat like you put a trap for the president. You want to say a president is going to defend this in the Oval Office. Seems like it to me. And the president did, I would say, a bad job at going around it. He somehow tried to dodge the questions. Maybe that was smart in his thinking, but I will take the blame all back to Malema and Trump on his stance, because he should really stop cornering presidents when it comes to Oval Office. I think at this point it's too much. I mean, it happened with Zelensky, and we can help. Okay. I mean, it happened with Zelensky. Now it's happening with the president of South Africa. Now, Trump is someone that everyone is going to hate and love at one point in their lives, or watching his career and his presidency. I've had my points where I'm fully into Trump. I was so happy when he was elected as the president of America. He has done certain things over time that you look like, oh, what is he doing? But that's just, he's a president. He makes decisions based on what he feels is right for his country. But when it comes to him inviting presidents to Oval Office, he's very intentional about having this gotcha moment, and that could also be likened to the media, because I feel like every time the media is trying to get him into a scandal, because once this entire issue came out with him and the president, every single media forgot about the articles he placed out. They forgot about the video with Malema chanting a song that could be taken out of context based on how it was sung. They focused on the part of a video that was presented that was wrongly sourced. And that was the entire issue of the day. Even the way they phrase their questions, you can see they are really trying to get him into trouble. So Trump on his stance is really putting a lot of energy into cornering presidents and actually having this like normal dialogues with them. But on another stance, I think his media is also a cause for that. So on one hand, while we can say that Trump is being somehow bossy or somehow trying to get a gotcha moment with every president that comes to the White House that maybe has had some grievances with online or in the media, on the other hand, we can also see that his media is somehow to contribute to the media. The Western media has a contributing factor in this, because they are going to try to trap him at every point in time. So at the end of the day, the person that I'm really going to come back to is Julius Malema, because what was that? Honestly. And not to say that in general he's trying to maybe kill the whites or whatever, but he is playing with fire. He is trying to somehow pin the president into scandals left and right. I just feel like this point, it was like the media against Trump, Julius Malema against the president of South Africa, and the clash happened in the Oval Office. But then again, there is no smoke without fire. So even if we can dismiss the genocide accusations of Trump, there are still people in South Africa who might still be carrying their history, the grievances from the past, from the apartheid days, the white supremacist era, and maybe not want whites to be in South Africa. But from all indications, the whites love it there. They are building an economy that is thriving there. But we cannot dismiss the fact that there might be an uprising. So we just keep watching about that. But we cannot dismiss that there might be some underlying issues that might come up with time. So we keep our ears glued to the ground. But that's all for the video, guys. I'd like to know where your stand is. Are you with Trump? Are you with the president, Cyril Ramaphosa? Are you with Julius Malema? Or are you with the media? Drop down your comments in the comment section below. But before you go, make sure to like and subscribe to the Next Generation Media channel so you don't get to miss out on any of our subsequent videos. Bye.